Hello, Starshine. My name is Liz and this is my channel, Simsational Stories. If you have not seen my videos before and you enjoy this one, please like and subscribe. And maybe check out my Facebook page where this whole thing began as well. All relevant links are in the description below. And of course, if you're a Sims player and you'd like to download any of the characters featured in my stories, just search the hashtag Simsational Stories on the Sims 4 gallery. All original content is created by This Is Not Eric. Alrighty then. So, welcome. And what is up, Buttercup? Are you having a good day or a bad day? Whichever your answer, please allow me to distract you from your life and tell you a story. A Simsational story. Before I begin though, I'd like to issue this blanket content and trigger warning. The following story is just Sims, hey. I'm not going to apologise for treating them terribly, if that's what I've done, but I do want to assure you now that although I mean absolutely no harm, I completely understand if you feel unable to consume my content. Many loves, and we will catch each other on the internet elsewhere. Okay, so now we've gotten that over with, let's go. Today's story is from Sunflower's story, and we're at chapter 2. If you have not seen the previous chapter and would like to catch up, there's a playlist available on my channel where you can hear the entire story in chronological order. The rest of us are going to move on from where we left off last time though. So without further ado. The day teenager Sunflower Andrews met Kaiulani Lunalilo changed everything for her. Not that she realised what was happening at the time. Sunflower had been homeless in Simsational for a few months now, and was just dancing to this cool new DJ at the local karaoke club, and wasn't even aware that Kaiulani was watching her. Kaiulani was definitely watching her though. Who was this striking young girl, and why was she out so late? It was 3 a.m. Surely she should be home in bed right now. She couldn't be more than 15 or 16 years old. What were her parents thinking? After her set finished, Kaiulani stopped Sunflower to talk to her and find out what was going on. Sunflower tried fobbing her off at first, but Kaiulani wasn't buying it. Something was going on here. She insisted that Sunflower come visit her in Sulani. Sunflower was curious. She'd always wanted to go to Sulani. Their beautiful beaches on a string of volcanic islands were famous the world over, although recent reports had indicated that tourism had polluted the local environment almost beyond repair. It was during this visit that Kaiulani really found out what was going on with her young friend. Sunflower had run away from home and was living on the streets of Simsational, surviving by sleeping on benches, eating at street carts and illegally bartending to get by. Kaiulani kept inviting Sunflower over as often as the young girl would go there. She would feed her island recipes she had learnt from her mother and try to talk her into going back to school. Sunflower was suspicious. What was in it for her? But Kaiulani was so cool. She really inspired Sunflower, who wished she could be as grown up and independent someday. And so Sunflower kept coming back, and Kaiulani's support soon graduated to offers of accommodation. There wasn't much room in her little shack, but she reassured herself that at least Sunflower was far more safe and comfortable on that little couch by the beach than she'd been back in Simsational. Kaiulani's house was like a respite for Sunflower. There were no immediate neighbours, and Kaiulani lived very simply. The troubled young teenager had never experienced such a relaxed home life before. Her parents had always been so strict and put pressure on her about everything she did, but Kaiulani was chill. Sunflower was starting to chill out herself a bit too. She still had some issues. Erratic mood swings and an odd habit of talking to herself were the most noticeable. But she found that the meditation and yoga Kaiulani was teaching her helped. She was starting to feel more centered now. Life on Sulani was idyllic. Sunflower loved going for long nature walks, sitting on the beach, thinking about stuff, and showering in the natural waterfall down the hill on the way home. She had never felt so relaxed in all her life as she did during these early days with Kaiulani. But all that changed when Sunflower found out that Kaiulani had had a meeting with her father, Jonathan Andrews, apparently to ask him if he'd consider taking Sunflower back to Willow Creek with him anytime soon. Kaiulani hadn't told Sunflower this, but she'd been struggling with the domestic burden of her new teenage ward and had hoped to rid herself of it. When Sunflower found out about all of this, she was furious. How could Kaiulani do that? After everything they'd gone through, for her to go and call Sunflower's dad and try to get him to take her back to suburbia, it was messed up. Kaiulani hadn't even asked Sunflower what she wanted, let alone pretended that she cared or would listen. Sunflower couldn't believe she had thought they were friends. Sunflower couldn't believe she was going through all of this again. She'd actually thought Kaiulani was different. Kaiulani used to be cool, and she had seemed to respect how Sunflower was her own person and everything like that. But now she was trying to take over, trying to act like a parent, and, well, it sucked. Kaiulani resented Sunflower's accusations. She was just trying to do her best. Suddenly, Kaiulani could understand why the young girl's parents had had so much trouble with her. Things between Kaiulani and Sunflower were at a dangerous tipping point. Kaiulani didn't want to kick the girl out, but what else could she do? And that brings us to the end of Chapter 2 of Sunflower's story. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune in soon to hear the next chapter. Or like I said, look us up on Facebook. Bye!